All right, so I've decided to make my second video. I installed some Soffit lighting. You can see behind me there, one, and then one further down, to light up this entryway of a home. In this video, I wanted to talk a little bit about what I use to hide wires in a situation like this, because it can be tough in a pre-existing structure to hide all of the wires and make it look really clean. One thing that I have found is this quarter round mold wire chase. It's from D-Line and I buy it on Amazon. I've used it several times. It's really nice. It's plastic or PVC material, but they make it so it's textured where you can stain and paint it. It also comes in a wood grain for applications like decking and things like that, where I've used it and then just match the stain to the deck. Since this structure is white already, I chose the white and it's matching up pretty good, so I shouldn't have to paint it or do anything. So a little bit about the product that I'm using, the D-Line Raceway as it's called. Again, you can get this on Amazon. I think it's about 35 feet for $60 around there, something. And it looks like this. Comes in a box. They're 5-foot sections, I believe, and you get 6 of them. It comes with a bag of connectors, corner pieces, junctions, that kind of thing. So end caps, that way you can pretty much use it anywhere along walls or edges, corners. So this is what I use if I'm trying to hide wires outside on decks and patios, things like that. Okay, so as I was explaining, I have my Soffit light here and ran my wire up through the soffit and came back out right on the edge where I'm running my Raceway. So you can see just a small hole there. Got it as close to the edge as I can, that way the Raceway hides it. This was a little bit of a challenge to get that through. Basically I had to feed the wire, use a hook, stick it up there, fish it out with a hook. After I did the first one, the second one went way smoother and quicker. So that was probably the trickiest part of this, just getting the wire through. Got lucky, this is all hollow. I didn't run into 2x4s. There was one in there that was blocking the wire and I had to get the wire up over it, but I was able to do it. So I have my wire hanging here. I have this piece of Raceway getting ready to go in where the wire comes through. Drilled a small hole in the top there, right at where that wire comes down. So I'll simply put it up and pull the wire right through. This stuff has a sticky back that you can pull off, which is helpful to stick it up there in place. Then I use a couple 1/2-inch screws or something to secure it a little bit more. Since I'm on the exterior of a house, I don't trust the sticky paper, and I will note that it is pretty sticky. So when you're doing this, if you pull that sticker off and you place it up there, that thing is going to stick right to that wood. It's very hard to peel off. It will peel paint off. It'll peel stain. So you want to make sure that as you're placing this thing, you're getting it right where it needs to be. So I'm going to put this up there, pull the wire through, and then I have one more connection to make to feed this last wire. All right, so I got the Raceway installed, and the way this stuff works is basically it opens up from one side. Kind of has a flap that opens up. It's pretty tight, but you can see I have my wire in there. runs down. It's got enough room for your connections where your lights are. I suggest that you use heat shrink inside of the Raceway. This stuff isn't big enough to fit any other type of connections, and it gets all wonky if you have anything pushing out on it. This thing won't snap tight. But as long as this thing is installed smooth and you don't have like waves in it and it's not being pressed out on by connections or whatever's inside of there, this stuff snaps together really, really tight when you're done. So you just go through, snap it all in, and it's good to go. So this is kind of the finished product. You can see there's a junction, not super noticeable. A little bit of paint might hide it even more, but I'm not going to worry about it. It looks pretty good. But you can see that it looks pretty much like any other quarter round trim that you would put around any edging. So that's what that looks like. I think it does a really nice job, and depending on where you're putting it, it's not super noticeable. So it's just a good option for hiding wires and getting the wire to tough places when the structure's already built. So I have my Soffit lights in, I have my wire ran, everything's connected. Raceway is installed, hiding the wire. Now I'm gonna go turn the lights on. Hopefully they work.